Hi folks! So today we're going to be doing a little bit of ice dyeing. I have here, it looks pretty nasty, it's My Hand Spanx because I sometimes get repetitive strain when I'm doing things, but I find this to be a really gross color. I got this instead of the black because I thought the black would be a little too distracting, but this is gross. So I thought, okay, teachable moment, let's change this. Okay, so I have been very organized and I've made swatches with ice dyeing of a whole bunch of different colors. These are all different fiber reactive dyes, and I think sometimes they're also called Procyon dyes. I could be wrong. Anyway, these dyes are for essentially vegetable fibers, so any kind of cellulose-based thing. So cotton, linen. I'm not sure if nylon takes this dye better or if it takes the acid dyes, which are for animal fibers. So, you know, wool, mohair, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so my ugly thing here is probably nylon, polyester, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give these things a go. Now, the thing about ice dyeing is the colors break. So you may have heard that term with like pottery glazes, where, you know, it's one glaze, but it'll kind of start one color at the top and then kind of fall through to be other colors. So the same kind of thing happens with ice dyeing, where this is just one dye, but it's broken. It broke. It disassociated into a bunch of different colors. And so the way ice dyeing works, you prepare your material and then you put a big chunk of ice down and then you sprinkle the dye on that, and as the dye kind of melts through with the ice, it gets pushed in interesting kind of flow patterns and that kind of stuff, and it's pretty cool. Actually, my pants are ice dyed. Ta-da! Yep, that was fun. Okay, I'm not an athlete. Okay, so I'll choose which dye I want to do. There's not a whole lot of area to this, so I'm just going to choose one dye. I'm not going to put a bunch on because there's not a lot of room on there. So I'm going to choose which of these I'm going to do, and then I'm going to prepare the gross thing for processing. Okay, so this thing needs to sit in a mordant, which is just a thing that's going to help the dye soak in better. I'm going to let it sit in this. So for these kinds of fibers, or hopefully these kinds of fibers, you use soda ash. You want to make sure you don't put animal fibers in here because it will kind of dissolve them, which is probably not what you're going for. So it says here, used to fix or make permanent Procyon, I did get it right, fiber reactive dyes. So it's one of those things where the bigger the project, the more you need. So this is not a big project, so I don't need that much. So I'm just going to do, this is a really bad way to do this. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. I don't know how much that is, maybe a tablespoon or something. Just kind of winging it. It's fine. Okay, so that's what we have. I'm just going to put some water in there, like that. It's just enough to, for sure, soak this. So then I'm going to give it a stir, because you can see it's not dissolved. So I want to have that dissolved if I can. Now, big thing about dyeing, do not mix your dyeing utensils and your cooking utensils. So you want to, you know, make it so your kids don't accidentally make spaghetti with soda ash or dye, because you might die and then become ash. So, okay, stirring. I can still feel a little bit of gritties on the bottom, but it's certainly a lot more distributed ta-da, than it was before. There we go. All right, so now we put gross thing in here. And you want to kind of really push it down so it soaks. Because when we're doing the ice dyeing, it's going to be needing to have as much mordant in it that'll take up the dye, because all this liquid is going to be gone. I think I probably could have said that better, but I also think you probably know what I mean. Okay, so I'm just going to let this sit for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, something like that, and then we'll come back to it. Okie dokie, welcome back. And this has been soaking for a lot longer than 15 minutes, probably closer to an hour or two, because I got distracted. This is the dye that I have chosen. It's called Mermaid's Dream, and I thought it was really pretty. Blue on top of puke beige. I'm expecting there to be kind of gray and then some turquoise bits. I like gray a lot better than beige, so we'll see what we get. I mean, worst case scenario, we just keep doing it until we get black. There's no wrong. It's all good. All right, so next step, putting on our these things, hand condoms. What do you call them? Gloves. There we are. Okay, so then take our cooling rack, and again, this is a dedicated one, so no one's going to be using it for cookies or anything like that, because, you know, it's not good to kill people. And then just kind of lay out that. Now, you are able to dump soda ash in the sink. Sorry, it does get diluted and that kind of stuff, and my dad's a chemist and he said it was okay. I just want to give that a good wash though. All right, hopefully I didn't just rinse all of the soda ash off of that. All right, next step is ice. And you want to get that on everything. If it doesn't have ice on it, it's not going to color. And this part can be kind of annoying, especially as this thing is so small. Oh, for Pete's sake. Ah! Okay, I saw this when I was going through my dye stuff, and I'm like, why do I have this big ugly thing? I remember now. It is to catch the ice so that if I need to build it up, I can. All right. Wow, that's loud. Okay, so that's not ideal. I would have preferred to not see any of that gross beige, but I tried. Okay, so here's the dye. Don't breathe it in. I have my little designated scoopy and just kind of sprinkle it over things, and yeah, maybe a little bit more. I'd rather do too much than too little because I like color, and if it's not enough, it goes kind of spotty, which isn't great. I accidentally gave my mother-in-law some bad advice on that, and she was dyeing like a little evening jacket and it didn't come out great, and that was totally my bad. I was accustomed to just dyeing these little swatches for color, and I kind of forgot how much you should use for bigger stuff. Anyway, so that's that, and we're gonna let that sit. And because I have curious kittens, I'm gonna put this on because I don't want to deal with little colored footy prints dyeing the house. Okay, so that's that. Thank you very much, and we will see what this looks like tomorrow. Okay, bye.